Good evening. I'm Kate Conway Turner, president of Buffalo State College, and it's my pleasure to greet you this evening and welcome you to the 14th annual Runway show here at Buffalo State College. As all of you know, this has been a time in our country and our state where we've really reflected on social justice. And so today in the show tonight, you're going to get to see a bit about how the fashion students really took that charge and brought it home. Tonight's fashion designs are really history retailored. And in that concept, our students really are looking at the important contributions of African American designers over the years. But one of the things that's really interesting about how they've done their work this year, it's really been done in collaboration. And one of their really important collaborators has been Africana Studies. And so the faculty and students of Africana Studies also help to inspire our students to develop their designs this year and to really go deep. We've been looking forward for many, many weeks and months to get to May 14th to be able to really display this for you. I'm hoping that you will enjoy it as much as I do, as a manifestation of what we do here at Buffalo State and how clearly we are dedicated to social justice, the Black Lives Movement, and all things that really elevate each of us to really become who we are and all that we can be. I want to thank the faculty and staff and fashion who've worked so carefully with our students. I want to thank the campus community that's really collaborated to help our students do their work and the great energy that their students have brought to their collaborations this evening. And finally, I want to thank M&T Bank, who has been a sponsor for many years of this amazing runway. And without their support and their dedication to us, we couldn't do all that you will see this evening. So I'd like to thank them as well. So sit back and enjoy this wonderful program this evening and see some of the magic that our students can put together and share with you.
Well, I'm Jim Mayrose. I'm the Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs here at Buffalo State. I'm excited about this year's program. Can't wait to see what the students have come up with. Over the past few years, I've gone to every one of the shows. They've been amazing, but this year I'm really looking forward to it because they've had to struggle. They've had to go through so many other things that they hadn't in the past. I'm looking to see the creative nature, what they've come up with, what they've been able to do. We're in this hybrid mode, so it really should be a fantastic show, and I'm excited to actually see what they've created. This is something that my daughter and I have done since she was in high school. She has now, since she's a Buffalo State grad, 2 years out already, so we have done this for many years. She loves fashion. She loves to see all of the innovative designs that the students come up with. And this is somewhat of a thing we do. Now we'll be doing it virtually again. I'm looking forward to next year, but this year it should be exciting. We'll see what innovative designs have come up, and she and I, again, we'll be watching it together.
I'm Rita Zintek, Interim Dean of the School of the Professions. We are so proud of our amazing fashion and textile technology faculty and students who are able to creatively use a hybrid teaching and learning module this semester in order to create today's show. Our student designers and producers have a unique opportunity to participate in a global conversation that impacts their futures as young professionals in the fashion industry, which is one of the most diverse and global industries in the world. Producing Runway 2021 has given our fashion and textile technology students a real-world, hands-on experience. This year's Runway focus is History Retailored, and the research the students have undertaken with this project will help to shine a new light on these designers from the past and will both enrich and inform our program going forward. To both celebrate and support Black excellence on and off the runway, proceeds will support our new Black Fashion Scholarship, and this year's virtual presentation is dedicated to the Black Lives Matter movement.
I'm Dr. Keun-Young Oh, the chair of the Fashion and Textile Technology Department here at Buffalo State, and I'm very thrilled to present this year's Runway fashion show in the new digital presentation format. Today on the Runway fashion show, you will see what apparel design students have accomplished from their curricular learning experiences as designers who will soon be entering in the workforce. Fashion merchandising students are also deeply involved in the process of planning, promotion, and the production of this digital presentation. Without their commitment and excellent work, we wouldn't have this digital presentation taking place this semester during this pandemic. Throughout the year-long preparation process, students revisited the fashion history from the lens of social and racial justice by highlighting under-recognized Black fashion designers, particularly in the US. The Runway fashion show is a very important event for students, for their family members, for the faculty who supervise them, for the alumni, and industry and community partners who support the fashion program and value education in fashion. Please give a big round of applause to the student designers, student producers, and their production team, the two faculty directors, Ms. Hayes and Ms. Egan, for their fabulous work and tremendous efforts. Thank you.
Like a motherless child.
My name is Marcus DuBois Watson. My title is Assistant Professor of Africana Studies and Individualized Studies at Buffalo State College. The collaboration between Africana Studies and Fashion and Tech is extremely exciting. I think it's the way of the future. There is a department that has recognized, valued, and supported the Black Lives Matter movement and has reached out to the unit on campus that is perhaps the most responsible for Black intellectual thought. That allows us to learn more about what's happening in an industry like fashion and tech, and I think it helps fashion and tech understand from a substantial perspective what it means to say Black intellectual life, to say Black history and culture. Being able to use Runway as a platform to cultivate anti-racist perspectives and values for ourselves, for our students, and for our campus is the wave of the future. I think this is a model for producing a future of social justice where we can all literally live with it. The question we get is, what can I do with an Africana Studies degree? And what we want to say as Africana Studies is, please get a degree in Africana Studies and take it to every kind of industry and sector that's out there, right? When for those of us who care about racial justice and social justice, then we understand that there are some contradictions in society. Where do those contradictions exist? They exist in fashion. They exist in education. They exist in criminal justice. And so forth, right? So please take the perspectives of justice that you get from Africana Studies, take them to all of those industries and help to push for a future where there is justice for all people, irrespective of color, background, and so forth. History Retailored resonates with Africana Studies because what we understand in Africana Studies is that if we run off a list of very important names of Black historical figures, almost no one has heard of them. So if I say T.R.M. Howard, Pauli Murray, Charles Hamilton Houston, and I could go on, these are very important figures in American history, in Black American history, not necessarily in relation to fashion in that case, but it's an example of history needing to be retailored, because if it's not, without knowing it, we are getting a Eurocentric version of history. And the European side is good and fine and it's there and important, but it's not the only thing that has happened in America or in global history. So retailoring history so that we capture and make visible Black and brown people who have been integral to fashion history, make them known is very, very important, just for fairness, justice, and equality.
So I'm Naila Ansari, theater professor and professor in Africana Studies, assistant professor here at Buffalo State College. And I'm super excited to be able to have a collaboration with Buffalo State Runway and Erin, she's awesome. But this kind of all got started because I was able to get a grant through our allocation grant committee to bring Michael Mwenzo in. And his work is all about hope, protest, and resilience through the Black arts, which I thought was really important for our dance students to be able to see how these Black movements have really participated in political movements. So not just looking at it through an aspect of dance, but the ways that we're reshaping and quote-unquote retailoring the Black arts. And so the collaboration that kind of came to be with me also working in theater and Africana Studies was pretty organic, because we were all kind of fighting the same fight this year of getting our students to see not only the artists that have come before them and designers, which we would say in Runway, in terms of Runway, but to be able to see it as a collective, to see how we can actually all work together to push our own narrative ahead, as opposed to narratives that have been given to us specifically through the Black arts.
How you doing? Make some noise, Baltimore. Make some noise. I can't hear you. Make some noise. Huh. We are the children of light, and we bestow gifts. The gifts we bring are protected and best. I know. We see that people are hungry and feel all alone, and don't know which way to turn and which way to go. Protect your heart. The signs will always reveal, the truth will never lie. Protect your heart. The signs will always reveal, the truth will never lie. We must love one another and love one and all.
My name is Gwen Stringer.
And I'm Drew Darren, and we are the student directors of Runway.
We would like to thank everyone for tuning in and supporting our fashion students. We would also like to thank Buffalo State President Conway Turner, Provost Mayros, Interim Dean Zintek, Dr. O, and FTT faculty and staff for their continued support through this difficult time. We are very proud of our Runway team for pulling this show off during a pandemic.
We are so happy to highlight the work of our senior designers and the collaborations with the Africana Studies program, our design department, and the theater department.
This evening, you at home will have the opportunity to vote for Best in Show. Please visit bscrunway.com and click on the link.
Make sure to follow us on our social media, and the winner will be announced on May 17th. We want you to vote and share your favorite designer. The winning designer will receive $500 awarded from the FTT Scholarship Fund, and their stylist will win $300.
Good luck to all of the designers tonight and enjoy the show.
My name is Shakina Jackson, and my collection is called Risen Grave of Dreams. It was not only inspired by my family, but it also pays tribute to Maya Angelou, and the designer that inspired my collection was Stella Jean. The message behind my collection is about our theme, what History Retailored means to me. It's not only taking the Black cultural history, it's taking my family history, and it's also taking the negative side of Black history and retailoring it to show the greatness of Black people. The vibe is definitely a resort vibe, so I can see myself in like the Caribbean, I can see myself in Puerto Rico, it can even be in the Philippines. It's also a plus size collection, so I definitely wanted to show a different side to Buffalo State Runway, because it's like this time around, it's not the only plus size collection, but it's the only collection that you'll see plus size models in, and it's not a mixture of both. When I tell you like there's gonna be like a lot of surprises, there's gonna be like a lot of surprises, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna showcase them early, but some of the things will definitely include handmade accessories, and one of the handmade accessories is gonna be like a cultural thing. So I definitely wanted to not only pay homage to Maya Angelou, but I also wanted to include stuff from the African culture, stuff from my history. So not only will I be mashing up a lot of different patterns, I will be including at least like 2 to 3 different handmade accessories.
My name is Marcel Kosmeider, and the name of my collection is Kochajmy się wszyscy, which translates to Let's All Love Each Other. My collection was inspired by Nicole Zizi's studio, and they are a designer who identify as gender fluid. The message behind my collection is inspired by Nicole Zizi's studio. They want to promote eco-consciousness, sustainability, innovation, and gender-neutral fashion. So my message is to continue developing that message and spreading it across the industry. So I took all those parts and I incorporated it into my collection to design a fully gender-neutral collection that uses natural fiber fabrics and natural dyeing techniques. Some interesting aspects that I would like to share about my collection are I decided to incorporate a lot of D-rings across my collection around the hems of the pants and the waistbands for a simple fact that a lot of people, when they transition between genders, their bodies are constantly changing, so these D-rings will help the garment fit them better.
My name is Nit Song and my collection name is Conscious Mode. My collection is inspired by Tracy Reese. She is a sustainable fashion designer. The message behind would be fashion is beautiful, but if we wear our clothes with conscious and being careful about what we make, I think we would feel more beautiful and have more confidence. So my whole theme is about being conscious and being sustainable. So to apply that idea, I chose my fabrics to be organic, cotton or linen, and my trims and zipper button, I got all of them from second-hand thrift store or Stitch Buffalo. We can still make beautiful clothes from thrift store and from used clothes and just feel beautiful. I like the idea of how she moved from fast fashion designer to the sustainable designer. I like how she designed and produced her clothes. She focused on craftsmanship. I like her idea and philosophy, how she approached fashion.
OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do. I'm OMW, OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do. I'm OMW. Watch me walk away, putting myself on display. 1, 2, 3 a day. I'm on my way, on my way. I'ma have you on tiptoes, watching my diamond afterglow. I know you wanna take me home. I'm on my way, on my way. OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do. I'm OMW, OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do. I'm OMW, on my way, on my way. They wanna judge me, I'll testify. Catch me on Insta, I'm verified. They want me quiet, I amplify. I'm on my way to the best thing that you've ever seen. You know that you bow to the queen. You lose all your senses and reason. I'll give you something to believe in. OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do. I'm OMW, OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do. I'm OMW, on my way, on my way. On my way, on my way. Yeah, OMW, nothing left to prove. So enjoy the view, taking a picture like Malibu. I'ma have you on tiptoes, watching my diamond afterglow. I know you wanna take me home. I'm on my way, on my way.
My name is Bernadette Malcolm. I go by Bernie, and my collection is Empowerment. My collection was inspired by Patrick Kelly. He was born and raised in Louisiana during the 50s. He is known for his fashion in the 80s, which was entered into the French Federation of Fashion, and he was the first black man to be admitted. Due to that, he is known for his work in buttons, his bold prints, his loud fashion sense, and bright ways. I chose to incorporate his use of buttons, strong silhouettes, and his empowerment of women into my collection. So the concept for my collection was based on neutral tones that suit all women of all shades. And I wanted to make a collection that portrayed women of all sizes. So what I made was a collection that empowered the perfect woman. And we all are perfect as women because what we do is greatness. So I wanted to interpret that with garments and colors, and I chose a natural neutral palette that can go towards any color tone. And the embellishments, my buttons, of course, are elegant and classy, and I feel like it adds an extra touch to give it that feminine look, but still keep that empowerment in there as well. My collection has been inspired by Black Lives Matter movement. And basically, with everything that's been happening so far, I believe that it is a moment to empower all women of all color right now. I believe it's time for a change, and to do that, we need unity. And unity creates everyone together, and I believe that's something that Patrick Kelly wants to work on as well. So in all, we're going to collaborate together to bring all women together for this collection here.
collection was inspired by Anne Lowe. She was a Black designer in the 1950s and 60s, and she was well known for designing Jacqueline Kennedy's wedding dress. She was known as America's best kept secret because although she designed for America's elite society, she was not appreciated for her work. The message behind my collection is to bring awareness to designers and Lowe and alike who often went underappreciated or unappreciated for their designs in the past because of their skin color. My collection consists of a lot of springtime pastel type colors, lots of blues, greens, and blacks, a little bit of pink, and a lot of sheer and floral embellishments inspired by Anne Lowe. It's a lingerie collection. It is inspired by Anne Lowe with a lot of floral accents and motifs. And although it is a lingerie collection, it is more modest, so there's a lot of elegant ruffles and long draped sleeves. There are some embroidered accents on a lot of the ruffles added on top of some of the robes.
Never knew a moment could feel so right, could slow down time like this. Everything I needed is in your eyes and in your mind. Maybe it's crazy to fall so soon.
My name is Jennifer Duarte, and my collection is Eyes on Me. My inspiration was Zelda Valdez. She was the originator of the Playboy bunny costume and many other countless designs. My message is being able to pay homage to a designer who did not get enough credit in her day, was only labeled as a Black designer when talked about the Playboy bunny suit, and she has done so many costumes for Ella Fitzgerald and so many singers. The message behind my collection is that a woman can be appreciated for who she is, and back in a time where if a woman showed herself off, it was viewed as scandalous, but when Zelda created this Playboy bunny costume, she wasn't viewed as scandalous, she was viewed as inspiring. She was gorgeous, glamorous, and it's an iconic costume that's still in use today. The audience can expect something that is subtle and toned down with a sense of flair. It has layers of organza to make it different and inspiring and eye-catching, yet the centerpiece is completely eye-catching and completely pays homage to Zelda and her amazing creation, while still being able to create some outfits for the modern-day woman.
My name is Elizabeth Acevedo, and the name of my collection is In Bloom. The inspiration for my collection was Anne Lowe. She was a high society designer from the 20s to the 60s, and she's most famous for designing Jackie Kennedy's wedding dress. The message behind my collection is that everyone has an unlimited amount of potential, and no matter how beaten down or overlooked you may be, your potential has the ability to be timeless. I connected with Anne Lowe because looking at her designs, they're very feminine. They're all high society dresses, the style of the 50s, that hyper feminine look. And so I wanted to connect that with the colors I chose, which are very natural, very soft. And so In Bloom was kind of a pun on the idea of somebody's potential and the idea of recreating these looks from the past. The most interesting aspects, to me at least, as the designer, are the tiny details. So, though it may not be very, noticeable in the final production, it's that there's tiny details everywhere. Some pieces relate to others in their details. Everything was placed with the idea of it having this overall feminine look that is still incredibly soft yet bold. So I decided to hand dye all of my garments. On a lot of them there's an ombre effect, so of course I had to figure out how to do that, which meant a lot of dye tests, a lot of trips to Joann's. But it was a very fun process, and when looking at them up close, none of them are perfect. They all have little tweaks, little imperfections, but I think that's what makes it my favorite part, is that I can go up to it and be like, oh, I remember that time when I did this, and it came out in a way that wasn't perfect, but made me happy.
judges are industry experts who are invited to be guest judges for student collections. Judges offer real-world expertise and give our students feedback on the marketability, styling, fabrication, and quality of their designs. Judges are often pulled from our alumni network to ensure the best possible critique, which is crucial to our students' development and future success. Judges select first place, second place, third place, and best use of color.
Hi, I'm Erin Haves, Runway Faculty Director. I'm very proud of my students for all their hard work on this year's digital fashion show.
And I'm Allie Egan, instructor for the senior design class. This show is a testament to the talent and resiliency of our Buffalo State students.
Now it's time to celebrate our students' accomplishments.
Best use of color goes to the student who has achieved the best use of color in their collection. This student will win $300 awarded from the FTT Scholarship Fund. And the award goes to Shakina Jackson.
Third place, Senior Collection will win $300 awarded from our FTT Scholarship Fund. And the award goes to Bernadette Malcolm.
Second place Senior Collection will win $500 awarded from the FTT Scholarship Fund. And the award goes to Elizabeth Acevedo.
First place Senior Collection will win a $1,000 award sponsored by Nancy Belfer, a photo shoot with Brandon Watson, and a fashion spread in Buffalo Spring Magazine. And the award goes to Marcel Kosemeyer.
Congratulations to all of our winners and students. On behalf of the Fashion and Textile Technology Department, we are proud of each and every one of you for staying your course during this time. May your futures be bright.
That's a wrap.
How you love me electric, like you do. Love it, how you love me electric, always you. Love it, how you love me electric, electric. I love it, how you love me a lot, love me a lot, love me electric. Baby, keep the light on for me, I'm coming home. Know I got you forever, wherever I go. I feel like I'm high. Oh, and I wouldn't change the way you got me jumping through hoops. All the wishes in the world and I wish for you. I feel like I'm dying. Oh, and I found heaven in your eyes. Tell me it's all mine, holding on too tight. You're like a neon sign in a starless night, showing up so bright.
Hi Buff State fam, my name is Elise Fox and I'm the founder of SAG Girls Club. And briefly, SAG Girls Club is a nonprofit org that I started to provide accessible mental health resources, programming, merch, goodies, all of the things to my community to help them heal. I previously attended Buff State like mad long ago. I'm not gonna say the year, but I would say it was a really integral part of what shaped me as a human being and my mental health. I'm devastated to hear about Sanaya's passing, and it is something that has been weighing heavy on my heart since I heard the news. I definitely had some mental health issues when I was attending Buff State. I mean, I've always had them, but I really struggled for a long time, and I didn't end up finishing at Buff State. I had to actually leave school early to work on myself, and it was honestly one of the hardest decisions that I had to make, but I would say that it actually like saved my life. And I just want to share a bit of that story because it's Like at the time, I felt so ashamed to tell anybody what I was going through and all of the trauma that I was experiencing, because you feel like people have their own stuff, people have their own issues, people have their own problems, people don't care, but people do care about you. Like your friends do care about you, your class cares about you. Erin, who reached out to me and DM'd me on Instagram, she cares about you. So there are people in your circle who are here for you, who want to support you, and there are plenty of resources out there. If you want to tap me, DM me, and I will get you where you need to be, because no one should be struggling alone, no one should be suffering alone, and it's the hardest feeling to feel alone in a room full of people that you know. So I just want to take this time to have a moment of silence for Sanaya after this video ends, and really appreciate and understand that your mental health issues do not make you any less of a person, any less of a student, any less poppin', because you still poppin', whether you have depression, anxiety, PTSD, bipolar, whatever, but you need to work on you, and you need to do it in a way that works for you. So I really appreciate this time to chat with you. Congratulations, y'all did it. I don't know how you did it in a pandemic, but you did it. You did it, you did the damn thing. Hopefully I could curse, but I salute you. I appreciate you, Erin, for reaching out, and congrats. You all deserve all of the coin. You deserve everything that's coming to you. Thank you.
To again thank our Runway presenting sponsor, M&T Bank, our bespoke sponsor, Brandon Watson Studio, collection sponsors, Buffalo Spree Magazine and Get Focused Productions, and our virtual location, the Powerhouse at Buffalo Color Park, for your support. It means the world to us.
Congratulations to all the FTT students who are graduating this year. Reflecting on our time at Buffalo State and the challenges we have faced during this pandemic, we have all grown through this experience together, and we are excited to see what you'll do next.
On behalf of our Fashion and Textile Technology Department and our Runway team, we would like to thank you for watching, and please visit BSC Runway and support our Black Fashion Scholarship. Have a great night.